Ina, did you guys get a bunch of snow out there in Wyoming?
Yes, we did. We got about, well, 4 or 5 inches that we got. So made roads really slick. We got a surprise snow last night. Wasn't predicted or anything. So we woke up to snow again, but the sun's out, so everything's gonna be melted and ice by this evening, I bet. How about you guys?
Lincoln didn't get anything, but you get up where Brandy and Tiffany and Deb Arbogast and Rapid City, I mean, they just got a blizzard and I don't know, can't even get in the back door. The snow's so high.
Oh, gosh.
South Dakota just had a public service announcement, no travel advised in the whole state.
Yeah, we still have the same staff that we had on Monday because we're still having problems getting people in and getting people out. So
Same here.
Oh, wow. Yeah, winter is here.
Well, it can leave.
Right?
We're done. We're done.
We're
Our
the same.
chips and
I'm like,
lappers
Our 2
eyes
days
the
of winter here in
building.
southern Arizona.
we're done with winter too.
So can we get a list of the administrators as part of the call that's running facilities? Ron, that way I can start building that process.
Yeah, we'll get that to you. Yeah, we've got that obviously, and you know, Travis, you ever going to get your license or what?
Well, now I have to give you the same answer that I'll give everyone else. Last year in September, I got in a very serious car accident. I was rear-ended by a drunk driver at 55 miles an hour, and I was scheduled to test in September. So I took that as the creator saying, hey, maybe you should look at all the options you have on the table. I've spent the last year really nursing back my physical health and making sure that we put all the pieces, parts, and Humpty Dumpty back together again since I was knocked out for 6 hours. And I still plan on getting my administrator license, but with that going on, and then also the demands that we have in my current position, I've just kind of pushed the pause button. They've been licensing people for a long time, and me not getting my license doesn't mean that they'll go away with it. So the answer to your question is yes, it's been delayed because of my own personal experiences and wanting to make sure that I took care of the head first. But thank you for asking, and I appreciate you holding me accountable, Ron.
Dr. B, we'll get you a list of the administrators that are with U.N.I.T E.
Well,
Yeah.
I was hoping to take advantage of Dr. B's program at $1 a credit hour. I'll take whatever. That's cheaper than my Audible subscription.
And with the college, all the continuing education hours are free for administrative members. So you can get all your CEs as part of that membership. So with our sponsorship, if you have 20 hours of CEs, whether in nursing or administration, you can get that done. So last year with APAC and the post-acute nursing, I did 4 CMS presentations with them. So those all included as well.
Now, I caught what you said in the previous meeting, but do we have a one pager or information on how our facilities would take advantage of it?
Yeah, I will. This
Awesome.
Like I said, it's fresh off the press. So I was able to call Ron because we've been talking about this, and Joseph, that hey, actually we got the check. I got I had known for 3 months that we got the grant. But knowing you got the grant is exciting, and until you get the first check and it goes into the bank, you kind of like, okay, we'll wait till it actually rolls in. So not wanting to get people excited before it actually hits, but we got that funding. And then as that cricket provider, that cricket we had, you got able to take to the Colorado show and laptops, I have that grant I already received, so we'll be able to get the cricket cutters, leather, and the computers out to each of the rec therapy departments or activity departments that you have. So that way they can do that kind of programming.
Sweet.
I'll be more than happy to separate that check from your wallet, Dr. B.
Talking on a legislative level, in the research that I've done, IHS has taken a little bit of movement as far as the Affordable Care Act, and then using money from the ARPA funds to carve out a movement on LTSS. And what I had from Senator Ben Lujan's office was that IHS started to move on some of the upper areas for professional development in LTSS, which of course we need. My thought, because again, there's so much momentum and so much money floating around for Indian country, I would like to develop a one pager that we can start working with the funders, and that will be the House Appropriations Committee. I sat in last week on the tribal Interior Tribal Business Council budget hearings. And, tribes are ready to start exercising sovereignty, but they have really no direction regarding LTSS and what it entails. And I think that's where U.N.I.T.E steps in and really becomes noticeable in the fact that that's our area of expertise. That again, I think it's okay if I can share this information, Melissa, that the state of New Mexico is throwing dollars at Laguna Rainbow Corporation to start an aging assisted living program. Laguna Rainbow Corporation board has not endorsed that because that's not a step we've taken in our strategic plan. But again, while we appreciate the dollars from the state, it's not something that we're planning for. And in turn, our tribal leaders aren't planning on that. That's not, they've asked us to come up with our own plan that, again, yes, they would like, our tribal council and governor would like to see adult daycare, but only when it fits our strategic plan. So again, there's a lot of dollars going around in different manners and methods. And I think it will be really beneficial for us as U.N.I.T.E to come up, to sit down in a special meeting to come up with a plan. And I'd like to include leading age and development of that plan to see how we can all come together to start working with our legislators and our different funders that can, again, start supporting us in whatever manner it might be, especially dollars. If it's coming up with a special project or a pilot program that only U.N.I.T.E can apply for, then so be it. Again, that's I think that's why we all have these great minds together, so that we can start thinking in that manner. The Senate is going to have a majority, and we might start working with the Indian Affairs Committee on the Senate side to start developing some of these long-term plans about how to get funds for what we would like to see, where we would like to see U.N.I.T.E go. So anyway, that was just what I throw out there. Welcome everybody to our membership meeting for U.N.I.T.E, our quarterly membership meeting, and it's just good to again be here with you all. It's very informal today. We have quite a group here, but again, I think that's what we've all been looking for this continued collaborative effort. And so again, Ron, did you have more thoughts? Thanks, Travis, for that update. Oh, by the way, I'm recovering from a fall too. I slid off my chair. I'm not going skiing quite as soon as I thought I was. So anyway, but I thank you for sharing that. And yeah, so good job.
Glad to be here.
You know, do we have any minutes from the previous membership meeting? Brandy?
I think it would have probably been in September. So I will have to look.
If you could look, we have a couple minutes here. Please, thank you.
So while she's doing that, I'll give the treasurer's report, Joseph. Jared sent about, if you don't have it, let me know and I can get you a copy. The profit and loss statement through November, which is the latest. We're showing revenue of a little over 5,700 and expenses of 3,200, leaving an operating margin positive of a little over 2,400, almost 25. However, when we go to the balance sheet, we have in the bank $10,465. We have no payables, no liabilities. And for whatever reason, our equity position is showing 2372. So there's $112 difference between the P&L profit and loss statement and the balance sheet. So I'll get with Anna, our accountant, and have her find out why we're off $112. But from 100,000 feet, we have a little over $10,000 in our bank account. So I'd move that the financials be approved.
I make a motion to approve them as presented.
Okay.
I'll second the motion. Oh, go ahead.
I'll
Okay.
second.
Joseph, you want to call for the motion? If not, I will. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
Aye,
I hope that's an approval.
approval.
Good. More on finances. We will be getting out the dues for 2023. I hope to work with Anna either the rest of tomorrow or next week, getting those off to the membership and the facilities. Will probably be generating something similar without any different activities like we did for 2022. So I'm anticipating generating somewhere around $6,000 in revenue out of fees. And you know, obviously we're going to need some activity in trying to get some grants and stuff if our long-term goal is of course to have our executive director, and it's going to take some money to be able to hire somebody and their benefits and stuff. So anyhow, without having that for sure, we'll be generating another 5,000 or 6,000 in membership fees, and those invoices should be going out next week.
Ron, I know we had some discussion about different types of membership. And is there an update on that? Because I'm thinking of, you know, can a Rise Veteran Foundation have a membership, you know, or supporting affiliation agreement? I know we've got an MOU, but You know, same with like Golconda coming on, or Pawnee Nation College, or in Nebraska.
Yes, I think so. Well, probably somewhere in the neighborhood, and I'm just throwing this out because we had something similar to this for tribes that weren't exactly facilities, but they wanted to be a member, and that was around $500. Our facilities are $1,000, and then just a regular membership for a person is like $50. But you take like Native American Health Management, our company, we do put in $500, and I would think that would be a reasonable fee for the affiliates that you're referring to, Kendall.
Okay. That's perfect.
Okay. So yeah, if you want to get me a list, I can get it to Anna and she can get them an invoice, or we can just give you the.
I'll-
invoice.
I'll get you a list.
All right, sounds good.
Well, speaking of grants, I'm part of a new organization called Native American Coalition on Disability. And we did get a little bit of funding to try and create a information desk for disability services around Indian country, mainly around education and employment, but also around housing options, different advocacy avenues to get funding with different tribes. And then also one of our other main missions is to, again, just through information, empower people with disabilities, adults, and their families regarding disability services. And again, bringing in U.N.I.T.E's mission and vision and goals, it's going to be part of my duty, of course, to inform families and other people who might be facing nursing home placement about their options, or what few options we might have at times. So I just wanted to let you know I'll be partaking in that, and I'll bring more information once we get going. It's just we just got notice of the award. I'll be doing a little bit of consulting, up to 10 hours a week, if I'm not mistaken, 10 to 15 hours a week for the next year or so, trying to get this new group off the ground. And so again, just another voice for tribal elders and their services. We're going to be based out of Farmington, New Mexico. And so again, I'll let you know more about that. And just happy to be part of that effort. We're looking for people with disabilities from throughout the United States, from the various regions. So if you know of people with disabilities who are of independent mind, or their family members, please send their names to me. We're trying to create a national conference coming up next year. And just again, trying to bring what we can as for our peers to the table as far as services go. So thank you. Oh, I was looking forward to hearing from Ina. I know you said that Tammy couldn't be on the call today, but would you be able, or how's everything going in Wyoming?
So, thanks, Joseph. Here in Wyoming, Morning Star, well, are you talking about like general Wyoming? Or are you talking about like Morning Star? I could talk about all of that.
Well, we want to hear how often you go down to Denver for shopping.
Not with
No,
this
just-
weather. Not with this weather.
Well, again, I'm sure your residents are just getting ready for the Christmas season, you're probably doing as much as you can to bring families back in. Are you guys still on heavy COVID watch up there, being extra precautionary? I know at Laguna Rainbow we had recently we had our Thanksgiving dinner, and I'm sure Melissa and our new administrator Paul, they're probably planning a family get together for our Rainbow elders, probably if not happening soon, today, tomorrow, excuse me, this weekend. So it's stuff like that.
Yeah, so actually, yeah, we're gearing up. Our elders residents are really excited, and for Thanksgiving, they did allow some of the families that were to come in. Some family members are really respectful of like not wanting to come in, but they sure came to visit and things like that. We have angel trees out, so just gearing up for Christmas. But we are on red alert throughout our county, so our numbers are high here for COVID yet. And so with testing and things like that, it does limit some things and put us on restrictions yet, which hopefully soon it's coming down, but we're so used to it being in the red. It's been in the red for quite some time now. But the good thing is like I said, just with family being able to come in and visit, and just getting into Christmas spirit with everyone and trying to get things as much back to normal as possible here. But I know our elders, residents, they see a real change, and they seem way more adjusted because of since last year's Christmas and holidays. This year they're voicing like how different and how happy they are to have, because we're having more engagement and involvement. So it's been nice.
So you've been able to open up for a little bit more activities because of all the precautions and that you've taken. It really helps. I mean, you guys are all drilled in how to be safe, and I think that's the same way it is at our Laguna Rainbow Center.
Yeah, so just like a couple of weeks ago, we were able to invite our local traditional club from one of the local schools in, and they did like a dance presentation of all the styles and had their own drum group in, and that was huge. Like that, like we had a big gathering of our elders residents in there, and just really lifted a lot of spirits. And we have some more, like our daycare, local daycare is going to be coming in. They're going to come sing Christmas carols and things like that. So it's, like I said, everyone's really noticing like just a little bit of opening, but then such a, it's just bringing out all the holiday spirit too. Big change from last year to what we're able to do now. So.
Our executive director from Laguna Rainbow is on the call today, and Melissa, I was wondering, are we able to have any of our resident elders at the Rainbow Center join in at the community gathering this weekend? Is that allowable? Or are you planning to do?
Residents are able to go out on pass and everything. We've been able to take some of our residents into some outings into the community.
Are they? Is anyone going from the Rainbow to the events this weekend with the community member group?
Not with the nursing home. I know some of them will go off with their families to join,
Sure.
but not as a group.
Just wondering. And perhaps you heard me earlier, are the residents or did the residents already have their Christmas dinner there at the Rainbow, or their Christmas party?
They're actually having it in an hour
Oh,
today.
right.
Yeah, our plan is so we have our tribe, they hunt and bring us back a deer. And so we're waiting to coordinate that, probably looking in January. And we're gonna host a deer dinner, and our plan is to be able to invite for each resident, be allowed like up to 3 family members, 2 to 3. And then we have different things that we've put together to space people out so they're within their own little bubbles. And our plan is to actually host for the first time a family um, event at the facility and invite some of our tribal leadership from Laguna and Acoma as well. We border another pueblo, so um, I met their governor actually last week, and they are looking forward to being able to join us again in activities at the center. So that's our goal, is our deer dinner for our first one.
When I was on the tribal interior budget hearings last week, um, Speaker of the House, Otto So, Speaker of the Navajo Nation Council, he mentioned Tahajali and the elders there. And I think as part of our diligence in the future, Melissa, we need to invite Navajo Nation president, the new president, and his staff, and perhaps again, just to make them feel welcome, that knowing that, give them good feeling that we are minding their elders at Laguna. And we do at times, there's the rivalry between the Diné and the Pueblos, the Navajo Nation and the Pueblo people, but we don't skirt on our care, or we don't scrimp on our care when it comes to tribal elders. They're our loved ones. So whether they're Diné or not, we mind them there at Laguna. And I just wanted to mention that I heard the speaker mention Tahajali and surrounding areas of Crown Point and all those little satellite towns on the Navajo Nation. So I thought I mentioned that to you, Melissa. How about you all in down in Sells, Travis? What's the Christmas season looking like for you all, for your residents?
Sure, I unmute here. Or can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Thank you.
Oh, good. Excellent. Excellent. Well, the Tanata Nursing Care Authority, well, we test, so therefore we know. So we are not COVID naive, in the sense that we are currently in an outbreak over our last outbreak, which really started at the end of November and can be attributed to the just general rise across the United States and country. We pushed the button on the outbreak and started testing every 5 days. We do surveillance testing of residents and staff. We're hoping that we can declare the outbreak at least contained or over by Friday. We do have scheduled some very safe and being very conscientious about the potential spread of COVID-19. We're doing like a winter lights parade tomorrow evening, and taking various COVID-19 precautions to make sure that we can still involve the community, but not put any unnecessary risk in front of us as it relates to our residents and staff. So we're being very cautious, but very optimistic. We do expect residents to be able to go with family and go on any leave of absence if they choose so over the holidays, and really get those family visits to take place, even in the face of an outbreak and our third Christmas season with COVID. We're still experiencing some very interesting issues, not related to care of residents, but more in just general labor and supply issues. And we got plenty of PPE, but if anybody can find me some good contractors, let me know. It's my own personal struggle. But yeah, we're very much excited for the Christmas season, as we say here in Southern Arizona and specifically on the Tanata Nation, wishing you a Skoog Noche Bueno to everyone. So I hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful Christmas and stays safe. And remember, hands, face, and space is what we keep telling everyone. And when in doubt, swab it out. So back to you, Chair. Oh, and to that end,
Thank you
real
so
quick on the testing item,
Go for
the
it.
federal government just authorized another round of 4 at-home COVID tests. If you go to covid.gov, you'll be able to order another round of at-home tests. I do have to say our partners here in Arizona, and specifically the Tanata Nation's Health and Human Services Emergency Operations Command, or Department of Emergency Management. That's the longest departmental name I've ever heard, but they do great things for us. And in preparation for this winter surge, back in August, we secured 5,000 at-home test kits. And since then, we've been distributing them to our staff and instructing them to take home or make sure they have on hand at least one at-home COVID-19 test kit for each member of their household. So that's where that when in doubt, swab it out comes from. So back to you, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, again, having knowledge of resources like that, I did hear on the radio this morning report about those extra COVID tests. I know I had asked Melissa in the past as a board member for the Rainbow if any of our elders that I think I asked Becky, our center director, if tribal elders were instructed on how they could order those free kits. And I'm not, if I'm mistaken, that's something we probably did not do. But again, just for the general public to have that knowledge about how they could just order them to have extra. The Pueblo does a good job on making testing available almost 3 days a week. Correct me if I'm wrong, Melissa, but the Pueblo does have that testing, and then pretty much once a month they have they'll give out booster shots, or if you plan ahead, they'll give you a COVID shot or a flu shot if need be. Those are for community members. So just again, having that knowledge is great. Thank you, Travis. How about I know you ladies up there in Nebraska and South Dakota, we're talking about how you're getting swamped now with feet of snow. Is it feet or inches? But as I mentioned, here in New Mexico, all we're getting right now is a little bit of a lot of wind, excuse me, for the past 3 days or so. That wind's been pretty cutting through everything. And but I guess as we go along and get closer to Christmas, up in Medicine Wheel Village, up there in that part of the country, what's your plans or preparations for the upcoming Christmas season for your residents? If you could share that with us, please.
Medicine Wheel Village is going to do a resident and one family member meal party on the 21st. We did plan on having a resident and employee party on the 14th, and we rescheduled it until the 20th. So we are planning on we've not done this for over 3 years. So we are planning on doing that. Hopefully the weather changes.
Well, it's we're downwarding towards the first day of winter, the winter equinox. So it can only get better after that, right? That's what it's like. Did we reach that point yet? Are the days getting longer?
5 days. 5 days.
Right. So we're counting down. But again, no, that's just again the that's our elders, our loved ones. They've always make preparations for the winter season. And we hope that we can be there for our elders now in this different day and age. And that, yes, we've had to adapt and we're still, but our elders are so strong and resilient that I think it only, again, it's such a great feeling to be able to serve our tribal elders in this manner. I want to thank everyone for being here all year long for the tribal elders. It chokes me up that we're part of this movement, and as I said, for tribal elders to have only received little recognition and through the initiatives of our own tribes, but other tribes are looking for direction on how to care for their elders. They don't know, they're lost. So many elders, again, because of the lack of tribal facilities, are in the cities off reservation. And granted, some of them are close to their loved ones, but again, it still puts a burden on their well-being and their peace of mind. So Dr. B, you have sent us quite a bit of information regarding your collaborations and your efforts, but you had also sent us some hardware on how to start making kits and different products. Could you tell us more about that? I know you showed us some when we met down in Phoenix last spring, or this past spring, but again, the work you do with Southwest Airlines, correct?
Correct. Yeah, we recycle all the leather from Southwest Airlines seats, and we keep that out of the landfill. So we've got over 1 million pounds of leather, and we just for us, it started as a recreational therapeutic program for Veterans Administration, and the reason we ended up doing a Cricut, a laptop computer in the leather, is because it's a closed loop system and it didn't have to get federal approval to tie into the network at the VA centers. So that's really how, it was no great idea or design. It's just the way that evolved, dealing with the bureaucracy of the Fed. So we started that with giving grants to the facility, because the Crickets are about 1,000, computers are about 750, and then the leather we provide at no cost. So part of the therapy process from the RISE veteran is we work with recovery centers dealing with addictions or alcohol recovery. So they actually cut the leather down. So they cut it up, put it into little sheets. Let me put my camera on and I can show you. So these were like seats. You can see this is a leather seat cover. And so we take and put these seats and then turn that into, cut it down into usable leather. So you get it and it'll actually come like this, just like a flat sheet stock. And then you can do it at different sizes to whatever you're going to make. This happens to be a mini skirt. Of course, one of our obviously small ladies.
I'm saying that's a little small for you, Dr. B.
Yeah, I know. It'd go well with my ribbon shirt.
Ron says he'd like one in a golf style.
Well, we've even had people creatively do gloves.
Oh,
so
wow.
They wanted to do a set of utility gloves.
My thought, Dr. B, and it's a kind of a personal one, was reupholstering wheelchair.
Yeah, I'm working with a prison system. They actually do wheels to the world, and they reupholster. But this is like just a leather wallet that was made, just a thin wallet, because a lot of that's like you, Joseph, or they have prosthetics or sitting chairs, and they don't like to sit on a bulky wallet, so they have these, or we create fanny packs. This was just a kit with leather, and so they're making animals. So the Wyandotte Nation and others have come up with some of their more sacred animals or turtles, and they're doing beading on them. But these are little keychains, and so we sell them to St. Louis Zoo, we have a contract with them, and we'd make different kinds of. So this is like a little mule, and so they make those. So it really, I don't care what you make. I mean, Cricket is one of our corporate sponsors, so when we give you the computer and the Cricket and stuff, it gets you a membership. So even if you don't want to create your own, you've got access to about 80,000 different designs and put it into the Cricket, and then the residents can make wallets. We've made purses, we've made shoes, I mean, just about
How about
anything under this.
moccasins? How about moccasins, Dr. B? My sister laid a
Absolutely.
guilt trip on me this week. She said, "Oh, I'm going to go have somebody make some moccasins for me." And
Yeah.
it's like, oh, that's what I was supposed to do for you. But anyway, yeah, no, that
Yeah.
gave me thought.
Yeah, we've made moccasins. We made some medicine bags, tobacco pouches.
Anything you can think of, pretty much.
Anything you think of, all the regalia and stuff. And so we did some things in the tribe. I was just at Southern Plains. That's where I actually got my ribbon shirt that was given to me. They're like, "Oh, well, we want to give you something," so I got ribbon shirts and such. So it's been fun to share this opportunity, and I've already had that funding from Southwest, and so I do have the computers, and I do have 40 Crickets donated this year. So I have plenty of Crickets for the facilities. So you can use it. It's just an option, and so we can send them out directly to you. And then I have guys, like I said, in Oklahoma, in Miami, Oklahoma, that are cutting down the leather. So we'll just send like this was a box, just a copy paper box that'll come from Office Depot, and we cut down the leather and send it, and that way it's only about 20 pounds. Otherwise, it's too much. I've got leather in 1,200-pound bales. So if the tribe says, "Hey, we'd like to do this in a big way," we just wrote a grant to HDL to donate containers, shipping containers, so that we can basically create a business in a box. So that way, if tribes want to, I've got a lot of crafters that started asking for this, and so we can set up sewing machines, Cricket cutters, and the leather in a business in a box, so to speak. So that way they can develop that if they don't have the facilities. So just trying to be creative, and it's like it's a zero cost issue to you. We'll provide all that support.
Thank you, Dr. B.
I'm
Does anyone
playing Santa Claus for Special Olympics this weekend. I'm realizing, man, I need to update my picture, Ron. I'm getting old. But for playing Santa Claus, it's great.
I was gonna say, it's right on target there.
Yeah. Yeah, I hit October and didn't shave anymore.
Right. Good for you.
Dr. B, you're a brave Santa. I passed on any Santa duties. I used to get sick every year. I do the light parade in cells, and I would have, like, I think we counted 2,400 people come through at one point, and I would get sick every year. That was before COVID. You're a brave man, sir.
Santa with a mask. I didn't even think about that, but you know. Maybe I'll have a
the
face
little ones
shield.
always have little sticky hands. They want to touch Santa's beard. Ugh.
Now you're grossing me out. I have to rethink this.
No, it's the greatest time. My wife said that for someone that has such a bah humbug Grinchy view on the spirit of the holidays, she's like, "How the heck they ever get you in a Santa suit?" And it was like, it filled me full of the Christmas spirit. So I'm giving you the bad stuff.
Well, I'll let you know in 2 weeks.
Remember, COVID.gov for your at-home test.
Yeah, well, like I said,
I'm sorry.
we started our own COVID clinic, so I've got that in spades. So We did 8 vaccination centers in Nashville, serving the minority, because we're part of the HBCU, so serving the inner city communities in the rural areas. So we worked with the Latino groups, and it was a good experience. Busy, but a good experience.
I'm working on a project with the United States Access Board to try and create awareness about how in our tribal communities our elders and people with disabilities need a ADA-like type access to our ceremonial grounds. I'm trying to put a list together of powwows. Is there a powwow in your area, Dr. B, that U.N.I.T.E could come be make a presence at, where we could maybe have a booth and just throw out our shingle as it be?
Absolutely. Washington University with the Booter School of Social Work, the Indigenous and outreach through medical social workers. They have a powwow every year. I think it's in April. So I'll it's a Catherine Booter Center. I can get you that information and contact Joseph.
Yes, if you could, please. That's one of my goals, is to try and go to the various regions if I'm able to, or send someone that represents U.N.I.T.E to just meet again with our members, to do some recruiting at local gatherings, such as the tribal leaders regional group meetings. Dr. B, you said you had just met with the tribes from the southwest plain.
Yeah, Southern Plains. So Oklahoma, Kansas, and Texas. So
right, and then there's also the group U.S.E.T, United Southeast Tribal.
Yeah, Kitke Carroll over in Nashville. So
I heard him speak last week at the Tribal Interior Budget Council, and I really want to meet him. I think he'd be a great advocate to have in U.N.I.T.'s corner.
Yeah. Kitke's a great guy. He's a friend. So it's easy to make that connection. And the IHS director is Dr. Beverly Cotton. She's Mississippi Choctaw, so Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians. So she's a good friend. So
one of my peers from Shiprock, New Mexico, his name is Husky Benali. He's an elder aging with blindness. He was a young man going to school when the onset of retinitis pigmentosa, and he lost his sight. And now he's been working with the Native American Disability Law Center, but now, and he still is, but he has a recent appointment with the National Council on Disability. So he's up there in his age range, 70. So I've been able to make inroads, talk about long-term services and support and what it means to our tribal elders. He has a great support system for himself personally. His wife and his sons, they mind their father, they mind their dad pretty well. And he, in turn, he's independent in a lot of things. But again, he's fortunate. But so we now have that voice in Washington, D.C. On the National Council on Disability. I thought I'd share that with the group. His name is Husky Benali Jr. from Shiprock, New Mexico. And since we have a new director, I believe she's been confirmed by Indian Health Service or by Senate Congress, Rosalind So, as director of the Indian Health Service. So many doors open. As I said, Mr. Benali, he's well connected, being part of the Navajo Nation Council on Disability himself, being the president there. He's got some very doors wide open for us to go charging through, and I'm so fortunate that he includes me in his circle of people that he relies on. So Again, I'll let the group know more about that when the times opportunities present itself. So again, if anybody has any updates about joining or being reappointed to any different organizations that can help U.N.I.T.'s mission, please make sure you give us those updates. And Brandy did send us the minutes for the last meeting. Ron, did we still need to approve your treasurer's report? Did we need to take a vote on that?
We did.
We did that. I don't know
Okay.
what happened. You were, for some reason, your communication was off for just a minute or so, and so we went ahead and approved it.
Oh,
Well,
okay. All right, good. Yeah, I did miss that part. We're having some weather here, so yeah. Anyhow, Brandy did send out the minutes. Were you able to open them, Ron, to see if we needed to bring any issues up while we had a minute?
no, because it's on my phone. I mean,
Oh,
it's
okay,
off.
hold on.
Has anybody been able to pull them up and look at them?
I'm going to do that right now. Or Brandy could read them to us.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I could
Brandy.
read them. I'd be okay reading them.
Please,
Okay.
I do have them here too, though. Thank you. September 16th, 2021.
Yep, I can read them. These were from September because October we didn't have a meeting. So
Okay. Fine.
present
Please.
was, yep, I'll start. Is that everybody can hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Present was Brittany Smiley, Christina Lee, Jamie Fleischum, Debbie Dykes. Debbie wasn't there. It was probably Deb Arbs, Ina Weed, Tiffany Shangru. This is from 2021. This is wrong. I sent out the wrong one. Maybe I'm just reading the wrong one here. Because
Yeah,
I
I see
looked
that
at
now.
it and it was,
Yeah. If Debbie was leading the group, then no, that's
then that was a wrong meeting. Nope,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go through my notes and look because I thought it was 2022 and it's 2021. Sorry, guys.
no, that's fine. We put you on the spot, but again,
That's okay.
We
I'll go through because I have I usually just put them on a notebook and I'll go through and make sure that I have them. I'll send them out to everybody tomorrow.
thank you.
All right, sorry guys.
No, that's fine. Thank you. Well, so our next meeting will be for U.N.I.T.E director, be short month, January. Again, I'm hoping that we can just keep going, start progressing. I would like to say that I'll start dedicating more time to be on the federal grants research. I'm not getting any alerts right now. I thought I had been on that alert from grants.gov, but it's not coming through right now. Still waiting for Miss LeCount to get back to Washington, D.C. due to her health situation. She was still in Montana, Cynthia, and trying to organize for the upcoming April National Title VI Conference, which I know she was trying to have in the April timeframe. But again, she wasn't cleared to travel is what I was understanding. So she's having that hardship. But I know she also, again, she's always inclusive of U.N.I.T.E and myself. And if we can come up with a presentation, if you all can start thinking of thoughts you might like to disseminate out to the public. And it could be anything, any aspect of our care, any aspect of our mission or goals. Again, this is so fluid with our members and our board of directors that I would appreciate and welcome any input that you all have as far as the direction we can go to follow some dollars, to find some money. It's always been my thought that I could apply for a grant here in New Mexico to base U.N.I.T.E and an office out of New Mexico, you know, with services that would translate to the 22 tribes, but then we'd also have that national aspect of what U.N.I.T.E's mission is. I'll work on that to get that information to the board. I did start drafting a travel policy so that board members could travel to different conferences and get support from U.N.I.T E. So I did, again, just came up with a title, a little bit of boilerplate dialogue from other sources about traveling, and just some of the wording there. So if you have any thoughts regarding that and how we could continue our advocacy, again, there's going to be opportunities coming up in the spring in Washington, D.C., and I'd like to take advantage of those opportunities in my position as president, and then also in my role with the new grant foundation, National Coalition on American Indians with Disabilities, NCAID, we're calling ourselves, or something like that. So anyhow, does anybody else have any information that they'd like to share before we sign off today?
I just
Thanks.
appreciate your help there, Joseph.
Oh, yes. Thanks, Ron. You guys also watch your step, watch the ice, Merry Christmas and all that good stuff. Just look forward to meeting with you next month.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, KAI. Thanks, Leading Age. Have a good break, holiday. Take care.
You as well.